a political affairs reporter who's stationed at Ahero, where President Kenyatta is expected to make his first stop. And Murimi, what is the latest update you have for us from your side? As the president arrived, or at what time do you expect the president to land at Ahero?
Well, good morning once again, Brenda. The breeze of expectations still sweeping across this section of the lakeside county of Kisumu, Ahero, in Nyando constituency to be precise. Perhaps an update: we understand that Deputy President William Ruto has landed in Kisumu, is awaiting the president before they can make their way here for the launch of the Ahero interchange, a critical one that, as I said earlier, is going to be connecting Kisumu to Kisii as well as Kericho, and therefore opening up the market of this constituency that has a very important irrigation scheme, the Ahero irrigation scheme, producing so much of rice that is consumed in this part of the region. And perhaps trying to get more of the thoughts of the leaders that are already here awaiting the arrival of the president. I have with me a man who has represented this constituency for 10 years, currently serving as the senator for Kisumu County, Senator Fred Outa. The president is coming here. I remember in 2013, you were the area MP when you welcomed President Uhuru Kenyatta here for the first time, just a week after the Supreme Court had upheld his election in 2013, a very emotive one that time. Now we are post the handshake in 2017 and a few of the developments happening here. Is this enough for the region, and what more do you want to hear the president and his deputy talk about when they make their way here?
First of all, we want to welcome Kenyan. Today is a historic moment in this side of Western Kenya, and this is Kisumu County, where I am the senator. Before, where you are standing here, I represented them for 10 good years. And this is a place where, as you remember, as you said, in 2013, after the Supreme Court declared His Excellency Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta as the president, he took only a week before he landed right here to mourn with us one of our great leaders, who was the NAT Secretary General Okuta Osiany. And for me today, it's more like the history repeats itself. On that day, it was my handshake, because I was between the two good friends, you know, Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta and His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga. And we were campaigning, and we wanted Raila to be the president. And after the Supreme Court, that's when Uhuru Kenyatta decided as the president to come and mourn with us. It was not really an easy thing for me as the member of parliament by then, because the people of that side supported Raila Amolo Odinga. And here, a lot of people perceived His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta as their enemy, and is coming to visit their territory. But I want to thank God for those two leaders, that on that day at that funeral of Okuta Osiany, that was their first handshake.
But Mheshimiwa, as I mentioned earlier, the deputy president is already in Kisumu, awaiting the president before they make their way here. Post the handshake, the politics that we've seen is the perception that the handshake in a way appears to disillusion the deputy president's chances heading to 2022 elections. And I can already see a handful of people here awaiting the two leaders. What initiatives, perhaps going back to 2013 when you welcomed the president here, have you as leaders from this region made in communicating to the people that the president and his deputy are coming here for the agenda here, the development agenda that you have here, and a few of the other things that you'll be doing in town, and not the 2022 politics?
You know, today is the day for the president, His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta. He's the man who is coming here to launch this road. He's the president of the entire people of Kenya, and he has chosen Kisumu County as a county that he could visit today and launch this road. And that's for us, the people of this region, we want to thank him very much. We want to thank His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta for visiting with us and opening this road, a road which is important for the people in this region.
But what initiatives, Mheshimiwa, to divert from the politics and look at development, because that's what the former Prime Minister and the President have been advancing?
But politics, we are politicians. The President is a politician. His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga is a politician. His Excellency Deputy President is a politician. I, Fred Outa, am a politician. So we know we are politics, and we live that life as politicians. But there is also one fact that we must remember, that we were elected by the people of Kenya to represent them and bring development. So today is the occasion when development will take preeminence. Politics aside, we want to talk about development, the 4 agenda of the president that will spur this country to the next generation. And even as Deputy President is joining the president together with Raila Amolo Odinga, we want to welcome them all. But what we want to focus today, we do not want to see any other politician talk about 2022. We are alive to 2022. And I want to tell you, it's going to be very interesting this time around. 2022 for me is about 3 years to come. And I want to tell you, it's going to be a good one that Kenya has ever seen.
Thank you so much, Bashir, because I have to hand over to my colleague in Kisumu, Willie Lusige, who is going to be speaking to Wananchi there, to just get to have a feel of what they want the president to talk about, look at the issues and the mood in Kisumu. Willie Lusige, if you can hear me, in Kisumu, perhaps, what is the mood there, and what are the people saying about President Uhuru Kenyatta's visit to the county of Kisumu?
Many thanks, Mrimi Mwangi. I can hear you as well here in Kisumu at Kondele, where we are trying to interact with the locals here. I can tell you, as Senator Fred Outa said, President Uhuru Kenyatta is the man of the people today in Nyanza, because many people are now streaming on the streets to wait for his arrival any moment so that he can attend a few of the projects that he'll be launching in Nyanza, especially here in Kisumu County. And I can tell you, all the roads now are flooded with the people. We're here in Kondele. As you can see behind me, those are some of the people who have said they're not going to work today because Baba is coming, and also President Uhuru Kenyatta is coming here in Kisumu County. So where we are now live is in Kondele. This one was a hotspot during the last year's presidential election. I can tell you could not pass here, but I can tell you after the handshake which happened on 7th of March, things have really changed because people are happy. There's a lot of expectation in the air. There's a lot of joy and even hope and happiness, because everyone is saying they are now ready for development. They don't want anything to do with the politics. It is time to work until 2022. That is the time they will have an opportunity to allow anyone to come and discuss anything in regard to politics. So as you can see on your screens, those are people standing along here in Kondele waiting for President Uhuru Kenyatta to arrive any moment. And they have been here since morning, that is around 6 a.m. and the number is increasing. Others have already headed direct to Mamboleo Showground, where the President Uhuru Kenyatta will be heading there to launch the UHC, which is the Universal Health Care coverage, which will be happening there. But now these are the streets of Kisumu. Here it is in Kondele. You can see there are so many people now trying to come to the streets to witness President Uhuru Kenyatta when he arrives here. And apart from that, also we have a number of security agencies here trying to make sure that everything is calm, everything is going on well. Police officers, and each corner that you take, you can see vehicles, and also you can see a number of security agencies trying to make sure that everything is calm, even though that we know peace is reigning here in Western region, here in Nyanza. And I was speaking to a number of these people, and they were trying to tell me that they do not want anyone to come here today to discuss anything to do with politics. They want to know what President Uhuru Kenyatta is bringing to them. They are jobless. They also want to be actually provided with a way, especially that we have seen most of the sugar industry sector here in Nyanza is now ailing. Most of the factories are not able to process sugar as normal. And apart from that, also they want compensation, because most of them, they were affected during the 2017 post-election violence. And what also they are calling for the government to do is to increase in terms of development, especially in road construction. And they want Kisumu International Airport to be actually be improved, because this is one of the biggest airports in this region. And what they're saying, they are ready for the handshake and they are happy for President Uhuru Kenyatta to come to Nyanza. And I want to speak to some of them. Let me just speak to some of them here. You can move closer. Maybe you can tell us your name, and President Uhuru Kenyatta is expected here today, and also you wake up very early in the morning to come here. Maybe what do you expect?
Of course, I am Paul Otho. I am a teacher by profession, but I woke up very early in the morning. I availed myself here in Kondele so as to welcome Our Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta. First of all, let me assure you that the people of Kisumu County love our beloved President Uhuru Kenyatta. Why? Because he is championing for the youth employment. Number two is fighting corruption. Let us make it very categorical that we, the people of Kisumu, are in support of handshake, Number two, we support the fight against corruption. Yes. A corrupt individual is corrupt individual. It is not about community, it's about an individual. That is why when you are told to head a parastatal or a non-governmental organization or what have you, you are going as an individual. You are not going as a community. Therefore, we are calling upon all Kenyans. If we don't support our leaders, we shall not win the war against corruption. Lastly, we have to thank President Uhuru Kenyatta for commissioning a number of roads in our region. Of course, we expect a lot, launching the universal health care. Of course, we have registered as members. We shall welcome him in big numbers. We love him. We love our Baba. We love President Uhuru Kenyatta. Don't we welcome President Uhuru Kenyatta? Tunamkaribisha. Of course, we have some, Bwana Lusigi, we have some few hangovers of demonstration. Our bodies still feel, but we have left it. It is gone with the time. Now, let President create job opportunity for the youths. Look at these people here. They don't have job. I don't have job. And if it creates job opportunities, all these youths will find somewhere to fix. Thank you very much.
Welcome. Let me speak to another one. Songea karibu, tufahamishe jina lako, unatarajia, umesema ni Kiswahili, sawa. Unatarajia nini kutoka kwa Rais Uhuru Kenyatta?
Mimi naitwa Eric Omondi Odongo.
Tulia kwanza, angalia tu kamera alafu
nimefurahi sana kama Uhuru President anakuja hapa kwetu kuletea sisi mazuri. Tumekaribisha yeye afike, lakini aongee vile tunaweza pata kazi. Hapa Kisumu vijana wana kazi na sisi tunatafuta kazi, hatuwezi pata juu watu wanaangalia na kumofisi. Ukienda kutafuta kazi huwezi pata, wanaangalia kuna nini. Tunataka ongee juu hiyo kitu, vijana wapate kazi. Ukienda kutafuta kazi upate, sio muambie vitu mingi huwezi pata juu ya corruption. Tunaongea mambo ya corruption kila siku, ndio inafanya hatuwezi pata kazi. Asante sana Uhuru na Raila Odinga, karibuni Kisumu. Uangalie vile tunapiganga vita hapa. Karibuni sana.
Alafu labda nikuulize kabla hujaenda, wakati wa uchaguzi tuliona labda nyinyi mlikuwa mstari wa mbele kurusha mawe. Mbona mmeamua kuacha zile changamoto? Labda mmeona kwamba njia mzuri kwenyu ni kuendeleza maendeleo badala ya kupiga siasa?
Sasa hivi tumeona tunataka maendeleo, mambo ya siasa tumewachana nayo. Tunataka tupate maendeleo Kisumu hapa. Mawe tumewachana nayo. Mambo ya mawe tumeona hakuna mali anapeleka sisi. Tunataka maendeleo, tupate kazi.
Haya, asante sana ndugu, tufahamishe jina.
Mi kwa majina naitwa Kiliopa Ogoda. Mi nimependa kuambia President Uhuru Kenyatta akaribu Kisumu kabisa.
Tukimalizia kwa sababu ya muda wa mwisho.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, we are very happy to have the president in our county in Kisumu here. My name is Charles Arekwa. Actually, we are so happy for the president coming to commission various projects here in Kisumu County. But we have some expectations. We as the youth, many of us are actually educated, but we don't have jobs. We want him to come and address that issue. Like me, myself, I'm a graduate mechanical engineer, but I've worked several companies. I've gone to Kenya Ports Authority, I've gone to Kenya Power, Kenya Pipeline with no jobs. There are a lot of that is required out of me in order to get a job. So we want that issue of employment to be addressed by the president.
Thank you so much. You can see those a little bit of some comments from locals here in Kisumu, especially in Kondele, as they wait for President Uhuru Kenyatta to arrive here in Kisumu for the first visit after the 9-March handshake between him and Raila Odinga. And this is happening here in Kondele. There are so many people streaming on the roads. Police officers are having a little bit of hard time to control the situation, but I can tell you the atmosphere is full of happiness, joy, and even a lot of expectation. Murimi Mwangi, if you can hear me, you can take over and continue.
Thank you so much, Lusige. Very interesting and weighty expectations from the residents of Kisumu as the president prepares to make his way here. But of course, much that has been talked about of President Uhuru Kenyatta's visit to Nyanza is the political significance that comes with his 2-day tour of this county of Kisumu that is going to stretch over into Bondo tomorrow, happening a few months after he struck the cooperation deal with his 2017 chief political competitor former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, one that came largely as a surprise, having come at a time when the National Super Alliance resistance agenda against President Uhuru Kenyatta's re-election was at the apex. And one of the key political figureheads that was behind that resistance agenda and the controversial January 30th swearing-in ceremony is the woman representative for Homa Bay, Mheshimiwa Gladys Wanga. The president is on his way here. Perhaps after the handshake, did you have an opportunity to reconcile and table before him the issues that had occasioned that resistance and your push for wakiapisha tunapisha?
Yeah, I think we really are highly anticipating the president's visit. We are excited to receive him. After the resist movement, we were happy and we congratulate him and His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga for the handshake. And all our issues were tabled when they had those discussions before the handshake, preceding the handshake that led to the 9-point memorandum. Our issues, the issues that we have complained about over time, are listed in the 9-point memorandum that is being handled by the Building Bridges Initiative. So
I wanted to take it from there, Mheshimiwa. Yeah. The Building Bridges Initiative, with a timeline of 1 year for them to address those very weighty issues. Yeah. But even looking back to post-independence period and perhaps even the symbolism in President Uhuru Kenyatta's visit at the invite of the son of Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, these are very weighty issues, and there are fears even among Kenyans that this team might not be able to get a solution within a year.
Well, I think where there is political goodwill, as has been in the deal that has been struck by Uhuru and Raila, where there is that level of political goodwill at that very high level, the BBI initiative, what they're doing is just collecting views of Kenyans. And once we hear what these views are, so long as there is will from both sides, and this is what we have seen and it has trickled down to the people down here, all our problems can actually be resolved so long as His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, the President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga are committed to resolving the issues, they will be resolved. And us, as the leaders who are, in Raila's party and in his followers, we have fallen in line. And we hope that Uhuru Kenyatta's team will also fall in line. And that way, once these two, and just for the historical significance that you talk about, because we all know about 1969 and what happened post that time. And I think it is of great historical significance that today, Raila and Uhuru, the sons of Kenyatta and Jaramogi, are here in times of peace and in times of joy and in times of development and moving Kenya forward. I think that is already significant enough. So as leaders, we are excited about this, and it is not lost to us how politically significant this matter actually is in this country and in the region. And this is why I am happy that Jaramogi Oginga Odinga University will tomorrow be awarding both of them honorary degrees to recognize that this is an extremely important happening in this country.
Very briefly and finally, Mheshimiwa, I'm going to ask you a question I've been asking all the leaders I've spoken to here. There's this interchange here at Ahero, there's one at Mamboleo, there's a universal healthcare, but there's a region that predominantly in the history of Kenya has been in the opposition trenches, so to speak. Is this enough, and what more, perhaps very briefly, would you want the president to bequeath the people of Nyanza in his final term as president?
I think one of the key things is the Korusoin Dam. I think that is a major dam. It is going to deal with the issue of flooding in this entire area. If you were to look from the air, there's just been rain for 2 days and the place is already flooded. So that dam is going to deal with the issue of flooding. It's going to deal with the issue of water supply. It's going to deal with the issue of irrigation and agriculture. And then secondly, of course, is the issue of the blue economy, because we've just come from a major blue economy conference. So, and this area is predominantly the lake region. So we're going to be looking at issues of the hyacinth, how to deal with the water hyacinth, how to deal with how to deploy the Coast Guard services, the newly launched Coast Guard services, so that our lake is and our borders on the lake are well secured and our fishermen are secure. And then we're going to be looking at issues of within the blue economy, the issue of transport, lake transport.
Thank you so much, Mheshimiwa. Woman representative for Homa Bay, Gladys Wanga, summing up our conversations with some of the leaders here in anticipation of President Uhuru Kenyatta's arrival here, the very first visit to the Nyanza region post the acrimonious 2017 polls. I would want to take you now to the commercial break. This is a conversation we will be continuing with after the break.
This is KTN News.